Hey everybody. So last time I was trying to fix a bunch of bugs for the X for animating on along the X axis, and or I had actually just completed doing a bunch of work to get the X axis working, and then a bunch of bugs which had presented themselves. And so last time, oh no, so no, last time I did fix those. So then, but there were more bugs. So that's what I did afterwards. I was fixing those bugs, and I got it working for the perspective camera. And I think there's a couple of small changes I need to make to get the orthographic camera working. Um, but this is what I have, and basically what we have here, what I was able to do is we have a camera that's just kind of sliding across some walls and a light. So there's a light there, there's a sphere there, there's a wall there, and a wall there, and it's sliding back and forth. And you can't see it right now, but we'll change it so you can. There's actually another indicator of the camera that's moving along with the camera, but you can't see it. But if I move it back, you can see it. So this green thing is where the camera where we were just looking at a second ago. Um, so um, so that maybe that gives a bit better understanding of what's going on. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show it from. I'm going to move back on the top, but I'm going to move the Y position up to 10. So we're going to be looking down on it now. And so it's the way that green thing is moving is exactly how the camera was moving. It's just kind of sliding across the front. Um, so um, so that's pretty cool. I think it's a cool effect. I think it's a bit hard to visualize what's happening uh, right now. I think it might be a little easier to visualize if I had kind of put. Let me move this back down to 0. So I'm moving along with that green thing. If I had made this like another some more meshes that were in front. Let me pause this. Like so, if there was a mesh that was sort of up here and then another mesh down here and then maybe a mesh here, so it was more like a window. Maybe that effect of hey, we're moving back and forth in front of this would have been a little bit more obvious. Um, but anyways, I think this is really cool. So the changes that I made in the code um, is let's see. So I made some changes to the interfaces. I did a camera interface change. Okay, so this is interesting. So I think I'm understanding better now, and I bet you if I were to go back and watch my old videos, I would have some pretty compelling arguments on why I did the cameras separate. Um, and now some of those issues are starting to show themselves. But what I ended up changing the type names, and I did that because in the three objects, this is what they're called, perspective camera, and it just makes the coding easier uh, to have these names. Now, when I changed this type here and here, all kinds of stuff broke for me, and it was really obvious. But one thing that did not break was uh, in animations. So camera types, I changed that, and then I'll show you in a little bit the 3JS service, the three services that were easier because of it. But this did not break. And the orthographic, and even when I changed this, we still had issues, and that's because of that thing that I was complaining about, where I wish I could have said that this string was actually supported three object types instead of just a plain string. And for some reason, that just doesn't work. It just throws a compile error. Um, so the changes I made in 3JS services were pretty much, most of them were like this, where I changed the camera type to the new type names for consistency. Well, really not for consistency, but that was a nice side effect. The reason I did it was like the oh no, even this was the same. see. Okay. This is a little bit different change, and I'll explain that in a second. And then, okay. So it must have been in another file, but this change here was for update. I had a problem where whenever I was updating the camera, um, the next time on the animations list, it was breaking because um, what was happening was the object that was the camera that was being used was a different camera, so the ID was changing because I was calling setup camera, and now I'm no longer calling setup camera. I checked. Oh, and this is yeah. So see here, before I was gonna have to add like a whole bunch of if thens to say if the camera is type orthographic the way I had it, like ortho dash graphic, and then the camera type was orthographic the way it is here, or if it's perspective, or now because I made them consistent, I can just check to see if they're different or the same. And if they're different, then we do a setup camera. If they're the same, we just update the existing camera. And a lot of the bugs went away automatically when that happened. Um, Now, I did try to sort of mend the dual nature of this by sort of calling a current camera and then saying if it's a perspective camera, creating another reference where I specifically call it out as a perspective camera, and then working on it because the thing is that like the FOV and aspect don't exist in orthographic cameras. And then over here, I do the same thing, but up here, I also create a general camera that is a any supported camera, and then I update these things in the middle, and it's a bunch of extra code. I'm trying to move to the point where I'm trying to mend this sort of dual nature of the cameras, and I am not exactly sure how to do that. So this is, I know, a step in the right direction to make that happen. Um, yeah, I hope I don't have to do a full refactor for this, but I might have to. That's just it might be how it goes. So in animated items, this sort of this presented itself as a compile issue, and I think I had that. Um, this did not present as a compile issue; it just broke, and so then I had to update these names, and then in the camera, same deal. In the HTML, same deal. I just had to update the names so that they were right, and I believe I believe this broke as part of compiling. And then same here, perspective, orthographic, just basically refactors for the name. That very simple, easy stuff. Um, and then I think it's the same deal. Yep, same deal. And then same deal. Um, so it was mostly just updates for syncing up the 3JS name with the invented names that I made up so that I could work on it, and that was about it. So I'm gonna commit this stuff, and then I'm gonna make sure everything make sure everything works for orthographic. Let's just try that real quick. I don't think it will, because I don't think I'm doing what I need to do when it changes. But let's like to accommodate the new IDs and stuff. But I might be. So yeah, I don't. So it doesn't look like the camera is actually animating. So let's go over here and let's move this to the X. Yeah, see our perspective camera is. Oh, and actually that might make sense because there we go. Let's do that, and then let's make the X position -10. And then, oh, it is working. And then make this, oh, it's called perspective camera, which is weird. Um, so, yeah, it seems like it's working. Think the, I think it's working, but it's broken. I think it's, I don't even know if it's an orthographic camera at this point. Um, I think if it is, yeah, see, this says exposition negative 19. But there's my alarm. Um, it definitely is going to take some analysis to dig into this and figure that out. And happy coding, everybody. Bye.